Hey, Charlie here with Pit Smoke. Hey, we're getting ready to dehydrate some hash browns, frozen hash browns. Now, I know this hasn't happened to everybody, but when I buy frozen hash browns, after I use them, unless I use them within 2 weeks or so, they will go bad, even if I put them in a Ziploc baggie, try to get all the air out and put them in the freezer. So, I've started dehydrating them. They last forever this way. This is a 4-pound bag, 64 ounces. And we're going to spread them out over 4 trays out of the 5 trays I've got for this dehydrator. Probably should have spread them out a little more on separate trays, but this worked out. And I tell you what, you won't want to leave wherever you have your dehydrator at, because when they start dehydrating, they get to smelling really good. Okay, we got that tray out of the way. Start on this next one, get it done and out of the way here just in a short. Well, let's speed it up just a little bit. And we get through this one pretty quick. We got this last tray, and we just kind of go through it real quick. And here we are, done with that one. And now it's time to put them in the dehydrator. Now, I load all the trays in the upper racks. That one I put down low for right now. I'll get the other 2 in there, and then I'll bring that one back up. Well, I think, there it went. Okay, I skipped a shelf there, so we're going to put one more right there, and then we'll bring the other one up. Now, dehydrating these hash browns, you can have a shelf life for several years. And without a vacuum, you can just put them in a jar, put your lid on, and as you use it every day, it'll last up several months. They will last a lot longer dehydrated on the shelf than they'll last in the freezer. Now, I set it for 10 hours at 125 degrees, but it only took about 7 hours. Now, it's been about an hour and a half. It's a little thick in the middle there, so it's going to take a little bit for that area, but I'm rotating them to kind of even it out. I tell you what, they're smelling pretty good here. Now, I have rotated them a couple of more times, but we're going to check them right now, and I believe they're going to be ready to put in our jars. Now, when you get ready to have them, you put the amount you want of these dehydrated hash browns into a bowl. Then I'll take some boiling water and pour it in even with the top of the hash browns. And it will take about 10 to 15 minutes to rehydrate them. Once they're rehydrated, drain off any excess water, and they're ready for the skillet. Now we'll transfer these hash browns over into the mason jars, or canning jars, whatever you want to call them. And we'll pull a vacuum on a couple of these. Well, we got that tray out of the way. Now we'll get this one all ready and Now these white sheets I have here are silicone with small holes in it. If I didn't have them, you could see that they'd go through that tray. So I purchased these and cut them out to put on there. So small things such as peas and corn and hash browns don't fall through the grate, and they dehydrate just great with them. Wash them up and they're ready to go again. Well, I believe that was the last one. Now I'm going to pull a vacuum on a couple of these, and then I'm going to pull the lid off so you can hear that sound of freshness. Wow, now that's fresh. Now the ones I'm pulling a vacuum on, they'll keep for several years as long as you store them right. I believe that one's sealed. Now we'll reseal this quart jar. Now that's good for a long shelf life. It's sealed. And I'll place a lid ring on them. Well, there you are. 2 vacuum sealed, 1 not. That one's not vacuum sealed. This one is vacuum sealed, and this one's vacuum sealed. Well, 64 ounces ended up being 10.85 ounces, less than a pound. And when you rehydrate, you get the same amount of servings as was in the frozen bag. Now the ones that are vacuum sealed should last several years, and the one that's not vacuum sealed should last several months. Hey, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I hope you consider subscribing.